What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Franchise Guy, coming at you again with another episode of NBA 2K19, my career, featuring the greatest modern player, Chance Bishop, on the Boston Celtics right now. Just having a grand old time, living life like he's the greatest player in the league. You know, trying to win, his fourth consecutive MVP award? Because he didn't win one his first year, he won one his second year. So he won two with Toronto, one with the Clippers. So he's trying to win his fourth consecutive MVP award this year. You know, he's just living his best life with him and his green hair, doing great, having a grand old time, really. Just really looking forward to being the guy here in Boston, bringing Boston to a brand new area of dominance, really, because that's what Boston hasn't had in a while. They haven't had a championship in a while. At least not for the Celtics. Last time was when they Garnett, Pierce, and Ray Allen all won one together. Haven't won one since. I mean, I try to bring in Shaq and they had like Kendrick Perkins and all of these things, and just Danny Ainge just pretty much mismanaged his entire team for the last couple of years. It's been mismanaged. I was like, oh well, Danny Ainge did this, 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 and this. It's like, hear me out. Danny Ainge refused to trade players to get Kawhi Leonard. You know, Terry Rozier refused to trade Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown for Kawhi Leonard. I mean, how do you not trade those players for Kawhi? I'm sorry, you get Kawhi Leonard, you're winning the championship this year. That year. I mean, the Sixers put a big push in for it. You know, the Raptors had the biggest push right there for Kawhi. You know, DeRozan and that other guy and some picks for Kawhi Leonard, and they won a championship with it. Like, not to take away from what DeRozan did, but Kawhi Leonard was a game changer. You saw last season when we lost to the Golden State Warriors, and then we saw who won the championship. Guess what? It was Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard is a franchise-altering player. That he's not LeBron James, he's not Kevin Durant, he's not Magic Johnson. No, he's the guy you go out there and you tell him to guard these guys. I'm sorry, I had this conversation for college. I'm going for radio, television, and film. And a lot of stuff I've taken has been sports broadcasting classes. Okay? So, we're going to debate on who you have on your team. And I said, well, Kawhi's the best game changer. And then I was like, oh, what do you mean he's the best game changer? You got LeBron, you got Durant, you got Curry, you got Klay Thompson. All these guys to game change. And I said, hear me out. You have LeBron James, you have Kevin Durant. Well, who's going to stop them? Who stops those guys? You know, you could put any good guard on Curry, any good guard on Klay Thompson. It's going to slow them down. You know, Patrick Beverley, the best defensive guard in the league, can easily slow down Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. But who's going to stop LeBron and Durant? You know, I don't need a LeBron and Durant if I have players that can, you know, shoot. You get a guy who stops those guys, and that's Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is the man that stops LeBron James and Kevin Durant, hands down. He is that guy. And sure, he had, you know, that super lucky shot, the 1 in a million shot that went in against the Sixers, and all of this fun stuff that, you know, just brought the team past, you know, the Sixers brought the team past the Bucks. But if it wasn't for Kawhi, we might be seeing Philadelphia with the championship. We might be seeing, you know, Milwaukee with the championship. But, you know, it's not how it ended up right there. You know, Bishop, though, just like Kawhi, is a franchise-altering player. You know, is he going to be a defensive shutdown player? Is he going to win Defensive Player of the Year awards? No, probably not. Will he be one of the better defensive white guards in the league? Probably. Because, you know, you gotta think of white guards in the league. You got J.J. Redick, T.J. McConnell. I mean, they're not the greatest defenders. But Chance Bishop, though, he does pretty good at what he does. That's pretty good defending. I think he's made at least, one defensive team of the year? maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. Yeah, but he's done fairly decent in his career. Defense, I mean, he's not a shutdown defender like Kawhi. He's not a shutdown defender like Beverly. He's just really good. But here we are taking on the Raptors. I mean, 23-15, not as good as they probably as Celtics over here, but taking on the team that gave us a shot in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors. Kyrie on Lowry, Bishop on Leonard. Yeah, look at that. Last game, Bulls 108, Boston Celtics 132. Just an absolute slugfest. But we won, what, 3 titles here in Toronto before we decided to pack up and go out west. Now we're back in the East with the Celtics. Not even the Raptors, the Celtics of all people. You know, like why not just go home? Why not go back to the team that drafted you? That team that I guess not drafted, but the team that gave you the shot. I don't know, Bishop just thought he wanted to try out green for once, maybe. Bring another team a championship that hasn't won a championship in a little bit. You know, it's all fun to be on dynasties and everything, and we were with Toronto. But guess what? It's a little fun to spread the love around. Go play other games, go play with other teams. So think of it like that. It's pretty fair, don't you think? That I don't know. I'm trying here to worry at why we would go back to the rivals of the Toronto Raptors. And we may have played the Toronto Raptors. The Boston Toronto Raptors may have played Boston in one of the years we were in there. I wouldn't be surprised if I hadn't played the Sixers every year. And it was a real pain in the butt to play the Sixers every year. But you got to think, hey, it's whatever we need. It's what we want from our guy right here. And pulling up and hitting threes in front of your former hometown team. I mean, they can't be mad. I mean, we won 3 championships in Toronto. How can you be mad at a team like that, a player like that? He gave your team so much relevancy. It's not even funny how relevant you become. It's almost like when LeBron went to Cleveland and Cleveland instantly became relevant. Same thing right here at Bishop. I mean, does he have the star effect, the wow factor that LeBron James has? No. And he was never claiming that in his career. He's never claiming to have that wow factor. He's never claiming to be better than LeBron. He's never claiming to be better than any of these players. Bishop just wanted to be Bishop. He wanted to show up, play basketball every day, and he wanted to go home happy. He wanted to win a championship, win an MVP maybe, and call it a day, call it a career. I mean, Bishop's done pretty well at that so far. He's been a very productive player his entire career. What, 1 year average almost 40 points a game? Like, you don't see players do that anymore. That's absurd. Absurdity right there. Thinking that players are averaging almost 40 points a game. You know? It's just something you don't see anymore these days. And I don't know. Times have changed. You don't get dominant scorers. You get teams that score. You get super teams. And I don't know. I've never been a big fan of super teams. I mean, I like LeBron with the Heat. But I was never a big fan of how that altered the league and how that broke it for the future. But if you guys like that stuff, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you guys missed any episodes, check the post down below. Until next time, YouTube, peace out, rock on, and stay tuned for NBA 2K20 as that's coming out in a couple months.